Good morning, folks. So here in front of me I have 85 different protein bars from a number of different companies and just about every single flavor you could possibly imagine. I'm going to be honest, this might be a 2 or a 3 or a 4-parter. I don't think I'm going to get through all of these today. My intention is to try out some new protein bars and make sure I keep my gains. So when I'm picking protein bars for this, my criteria was that I wanted to go with some that were lower in sugar. So when I'm picking the protein bars for this challenge, I wanted to go with the lower sugar bars, like the Quest bars that have become popular, the ones that have lots of the prebiotic fiber in them and everything. And I wanted to avoid anything that had artificial sweeteners in it. So no sucralose, no Ace K, no aspartame, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to try to take a picture of the nutritional information on some of these so that you can get an idea of exactly what I'm eating. And I'm going to provide a review for just how all of these taste. I'm looking for how salty they are, how sweet they are, the kind of texture they have, and just how good they taste overall. And there's some really interesting, odd protein bars here, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a couple of these, and we'll see just how it goes. Now, one thing about all of these, I think it would be dangerous, frankly, to try to eat all of these in one sitting, because a lot of protein bars have, no, I don't care. Along with this, I just have a couple of bottles of water to help keep me sated. And I'm going to see just how some of these things taste. And just for fun, we're going to keep a stopwatch here. Let's start off with Pure Protein bars. See, the Pure Protein has a couple of different flavors. We have apple pie, chocolate chip cookie dough, and mocha brownie. Alright, so right off the bat, I see that these have a little bit of sugar, alcohol, 20 grams of protein each, a little bit of fat, and not a huge amount of sodium. Let's see how these guys taste. This is the apple pie. So right off the bat, really chewy. I'm going to say for chewiness, it's probably maybe a 7 out of 10. Really sweet, maybe an 8 out of 10. But it's kind of a chemical-y flavor. I noticed in the ingredients that it had apples, but it really just tastes like artificial flavoring. Almost no salt at all, not very salty. And overall, maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10 for taste. Again, really sweet. Maybe a 7 out of 10 for sweet. We'll say 6 out of 10. Not quite as sweet as the last one. But the flavor's a little bit better. I'm gonna give this one a solid 5 out of 10 for flavor. It's not bad. Maybe a 4 out of 5 out of 10. 4 or 5 out of 10 for sweetness. The flavor, it's got a really mild coffee flavor. Can't really taste it very much. I noticed that it had natural flavors in it, whatever the heck that means. No actual coffee in these bars. So there you go. Next up, I'm going to go with these EXO bars. I've been really... In case you think you might have misheard me, in case you think you might have misheard me, I did not misspeak. These are made with cricket flour, like the insect. So I'm an indiscriminate eater. I'm not going to say no to this just because it's something that I haven't eaten before. So let's see what the cocoa nut cricket flour bar tastes like. Now, these are a little bit higher in sugar, but that's alright. A little bit of sugar doesn't kill you. The texture is a lot more bready. It's like a dense cake, or like a brownie. In fact, it's pretty good. For sweetness, not too sweet. Maybe a 5 out of 10. Really, almost no salt in these, so I'm not getting a whole lot of salt. For flavor, these are. This one's pretty good. I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 for flavor. Blueberry vanilla. Alright, let's see what this is all about. So far, I'm not seeing any insects in this, so that's good. Now this is really, really tasty. I'm going to say 7 out of 10 for the taste on this one. Again, not so sweet, maybe a 5 out of 10. Almost no salt. I think the cricket in this tastes a little bit earthy, almost like halfway between a peanut and a mushroom. So, not bad. Going with the banana bread next. Huh. This feels a little bit greasy. That's kind of weird. I wonder if there's a little bit of oil that's been added to this or something. I will say that these are very high calorie bars. Most of these are around 200 calories, and these ones are almost 300 each. Not very sweet. Maybe a 4 out of 10. It really tastes like a great banana bread muffin though. So if you like banana bread, I strongly recommend it. When you eat protein made from crickets to keep your gains, cricket flour, it's supposed to be like the way of the future or something. So this is the apple cinnamon flavor. Yep, apple cinnamon. And after trying these bars, I think I'd be down with cricket flour, with cricket protein and all that good stuff. It really is, it's really pretty good. A little bit chewier than the last ones. Very moist though, very, very moist. Just like the other Exo protein bars. Not super sweet. It's got that bready texture. For flavor, I'm not getting a whole lot of distinct flavors. So maybe maybe for flavor, maybe like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Not the best. But still, not bad. Alright, I gotta show some vegans some love with these no-cow bars. This is made with a blend of brown rice protein and pea protein. So if you're vegan, D's Naturals no-cow bars, they're pretty good. I've had some of these before, so let's, but they recently came out with some new flavors, so let's give them a shot. This is the peanut butter chocolate chip. Okay, for the texture, you see it's nice and pliable. The texture is almost like a soft, fresh baked cookie. It's really pretty. It's really pleasant. I really like it. They're not super sweet, maybe a 5 or a 6 out of 10. But I love peanut butter and I love chocolate chip. So I think this flavor has got to be like an 8 out of 10 for me. So for saltiness, maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10. So if you went on a long bike ride, you were sweating a lot, D's Naturals. They just might be the bar for you. Same kind of texture, same kind of sweetness and saltiness. A little bit of tart from the raspberry. Again, I noticed that the bar, the ingredients don't actually have any raspberries in them. Just natural flavors. I'm not a big fan of chocolate and berries, so I might give this one like a 4 or 5 out of 10, personally. But you know, if you like chocolate and raspberries. Next up, lemon meringue pie. Now, if you are on a low-carb diet, one thing that I like about the vegan proteins, like pea protein and rice protein, is that they really taste very starchy. So you get that, you feel like you're satisfying your carb craving, even though it's from protein. So here we go, lemon meringue pie, a little bit softer. That has a really pleasant flavor to it. I like it. Maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10 on flavor. Like lemon, not like, you know, artificial lemon flavor. So it's really good. All right, chocolate fudge brownie. Chocolate fudge brownie. There we go. Wow. This has roasted cocoa nibs, cocoa powder, and cocoa butter. Strong, strong cocoa flavor. A little bit more fat than the other no-cow bars, which tended to have like 2 or 3 grams. It says 4.5 grams of fat. So still not a whole lot. They are a little bit lower calorie than most of the other bars here. So chocolate fudge brownie. Not sweet at all. Maybe a 3 out of 10 for sweetness. Quite salty, a good amount of salt. For flavor, if you like chocolate and don't like things too sweet, I think it would be great for you. So if you like chocolate and you don't like things too sweet, I think it would be great. I like chocolate. I think it goes well with plant proteins. And I do like things a little bit more sweet though, so I'm going to give it maybe a 5 out of 10. Here we have chocolate banana bread. Again, no cow bar. Even though this is chocolate banana bread, the banana tastes really artificial. I see there are no bananas in the ingredients list. That's unfortunate. Here, a 3 out of 10 for sweet, a 7 out of 10 for salty, and maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10 for flavor. Not my favorite. Next up, mint cocoa chip. Not chocolate chip, but cocoa chip. Once again, I'm disappointed that there is no actual mint in the bar. It's just mint flavoring. It really does taste a little bit like mouthwash with a little bit of chocolate in it. Leaves my breath feeling nice and minty fresh though. I feel like it was a little bit sweeter. Maybe a 5 out of 10 for sweetness. Again, 7 out of 10 for saltiness. Really good and salty. For the flavor, I didn't like it too much. Maybe a 5 out of 10 for flavor. 4 or 5 out of 10. Let's try some Power Crunch bars. These are higher fat. Not too much sugar, not as much protein as most of these other bars. This comes in at only 13 grams of protein. It's still 200 calories, a good amount of fat. And yeah, let's see how these things turn out. These are not the typical super high fiber bars though. I see I only have 4 of these Power Crunch bars because most of them are made with sucralose, and I try to avoid artificial sweeteners. So they do offer 4 flavors that don't have artificial sweeteners, and those are the 4 that I have. So this is the peanut butter fudge bar. And it looks like a wafer. Huh. And that is exactly what it is. Whey protein, made with sugar and fructose, so it does have added sugar to it. But this is like a candy bar. This just tastes really, really great. I'm going to say this is like an 8 out of 10 for taste. Fairly sweet, 6 out of 10 for sweetness, maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10 for saltiness. And the texture, like I said, the texture is a lot like a vanilla wafer if you've ever had those. It is really just like a wafer candy bar covered in chocolate. So really, really delicious. I don't know if it might be your go-to like post-workout bar, but if you're hankering something that tastes sweet and candy, might be a good choice. So next up we have peanut butter cream. Sticking with the peanut butter theme. This looks like it may be more or less the same thing, just with white chocolate instead of milk chocolate. And that is, in fact, what it tastes like. Just peanut butter with some white chocolate in a wafer. Not bad. These look like highly processed bars, though. Not a whole lot of natural ingredients. Again, it's going to be like a 6 out of 10 for sweetness, maybe a 5 out of 10 for saltiness, and an 8 out of 10 for flavor. I think white chocolate and peanut butter may be my two favorite flavors out there, so I'm probably a little bit biased. Next up, triple chocolate Power Crunch bar. Wow, strong cocoa and chocolate flavor on that one. If you like chocolate, you will love the Power Crunch triple chocolate bar. Yeah, that's just chocolate on chocolate. Maybe like a 5 out of 10 for sweetness, 4 out of 10 for salt. Again, that same wafer crunch for the texture. And I'm going to say a 6 out of 10, well, 7 out of 10 for flavor. I'm not a huge chocolate fiend unless it's white chocolate. But there you go, there you have it. If you like chocolate, you will love this bar. And I'm back. I wanted to grab some napkins. Alright, the fourth and final Power Crunch bar is chocolate mint. Ah, smells like mint. Again, going through the ingredients, no actual mint was used in the making of this product. Still, the mint is really an undercurrent. It isn't as forward as I thought it would be. So it is kind of pleasant. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 for flavor. Alright, next up. What's it gonna be? How about this is one that I discovered on the internet just from searching around. These are called Doctor's CarbRight Diet. So I've never heard of these before. I saw that they had, lots of fiber, the same 20 or so grams of protein. So I found these on the internet. They're called Doctor's CarbRight Diet. They have lots of sugar alcohol, so very little effective sugar. But if you're trying to avoid the sugar alcohols like maltitol and erythritol and xylitol, it might be good to avoid these. They are made with soy protein, which is one that I generally try to avoid. But I found these on the internet, thought I'd give them a shot. Sugar-free bar. And we're starting with the chocolate mint cookie. Mint seems to be a very popular flavor. Huh, looks like it's chocolate coating with a bit of a bready interior. The texture is not too bad, nice and soft. A bit like a soft cookie or a cupcake. So it does have a really good mint flavor. It doesn't taste quite as much like mouthwash. Sweetness, it's pretty sweet. I'd say a 6 out of 10 for sweetness. Again, a 6 out of 10 for flavor. I'm sorry, 6 out of 10 for saltiness. The flavor, I'm not liking the flavor too much. So maybe like a 4 out of 10 for the flavor. That's generous. We'll give it a 3 out of 10 for flavor. These bars say they were rated number 1 in taste. I don't believe it. So this is the s'mores bar. Same deal, bready interior, chocolate coating. All the flavors in the ingredients. So again, it is a little bit artificial, but it does taste a little bit like a s'more. I think that if you are not looking for a s'mores flavor though, you might not like this as much. 6 out of 10 for sweetness. Again, 4 or 5 out of 10 for saltiness. And I'm going to give it a, we'll say a 5 out of 10 for flavor. But it does really taste like s'mores. So if you're craving something that tastes like s'mores, you might look up the CarbRight Diet S'mores bar. Next up, frosted cinnamon bun. That actually sounds really, really tasty. It's got a little bit more of a mouthfeel than the other ones. I think that white coating is incredibly sweet. Very, very sweet. I'm going to say a 7 out of 10, an 8 out of 10 for sweetness on that one. It actually contains cinnamon, but you can hardly taste it. So maybe a 5 out of 10 for the flavor. Next up, chocolate brownie. Looks like it's chocolate and more chocolate. It's almost bitter with as much chocolate as in it. Or maybe my taste buds are just going down the drain. I'm going to give this one like a 3 out of 10 for sweetness. One to consider if you don't like things that are too sweet. But honestly, I don't really like this one much at all. So, maybe a 3 out of 10 for flavor. And last of the Doctor's CarbRight Diet, lemon meringue. It's got that white coating again. This one looks a little bit chewier. We'll say a 5 out of 10 for sweetness. The same 5 out of 10 for saltiness. We'll say a 5 out of 10 for saltiness. And the flavor is really good. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for flavor. I like it. Well, I saw Cellucor came out with a couple of protein bars, following the same, high fiber, all natural formula that you've seen coming out recently. I tend to avoid Cellucor products because they do have those artificial sweeteners. If you don't mind, go ahead and go for the Cellucor products, but it's something that I like to avoid. However, no artificial sweeteners in these. I have just the one bar. It was really hard to find anywhere that sold these, so I was only able to find them in the boxes, and I didn't want to spend $10 just for each single bar, just for one bar out of each box. So this is the Cellucor chocolate chip cookie dough flavor. Naturally flavored. Right off the bat, I see it has a lot of sodium in it. Looks like it's going to be really chewy. Very chewy. extremely chewy. So really, really chewy. It's almost like chewing gum. Good grief. Sweetness, not super sweet, maybe 6 out of 10. It does have a good sweetness to it. It doesn't actually taste terribly salty, even though this bar has more salt in it than any other bar that I've had so far. All right. I know with a lot of these really chewy bars, heating them up a little bit makes them a little bit better. So I gave this just 6 seconds in the microwave. Much less chewy. The flavor hasn't changed at all. Much easier to chew, I should say. So for the flavor on that one, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And again, I might be biased. I really like the chocolate chip and chocolate cookie dough and that kind of flavor of bar. So up next, this is like a paleo bar. Boo Fit. Vegan protein, another vegan bar. Okay. Let's check these guys out. Boo Fit, made with pea protein. A lot of fat in these guys. This is a 200 calorie bar with 130 of those calories coming from fat. Not quite as much protein, just 11 grams of protein. And it is a very low carb, very high fiber bar. So let's try the peanut butter chocolate chip. Man, that really smells like roasted peanuts. It is a really greasy bar. Oh my goodness. Very high fat bar. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like a sheen of grease on the outside of this. Oh man, that's kind of gross. Not sweet at all. Maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10 for sweetness. A really strong peanut butter flavor. I mean, this just tastes like a peanut butter bar, like a chewable peanut butter. There are chunks of peanuts in there, and again, lots of peanut oil on the outside. That is a really good flavor, though. If you're on a keto diet, and if you're a vegan on a keto diet, I think this would be a great bar to have. It's very tasty. Again, it is quite greasy, so if you are going to have some, make sure you have some napkins around or something. So again, if you're on like a keto diet, a pretty good bar to have. Lots of fat, very little effective carbohydrate. Very tasty, not too sweet. And next we're going to try the apple chunk, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Not quite as greasy as the peanut butter bar. A little bit less fat, a little bit more carbs. Not too much more. Just 4 grams of sugar. 180 calorie bar. But whew, you can really taste those spices. Really taste the nutmeg and the cinnamon. Alright, for that one, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 for sweetness. Not very salty. These ones aren't very salty. 4 out of 10 for saltiness. And it had a good spicy apple-y flavor. I see that it actually has nutmeg, cinnamon, and apples in the bar, so that's good. So no artificial flavors or anything like that. So yeah, if you're looking for an apple bar, that was pretty good. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 for flavor. I thought it was pretty delicious. Next up, dark chocolate, coconut, and almond. Oh man, I can tell that this is probably going to be another really greasy bar. These bars are not easy to open. Huh. Not too greasy. Let's see, how much fat do we have on this one? Again, a good amount of fat. 13 grams of fat in this bar. Really strong coconut flavor. It's like I can feel the saturated fat in this. If you're keto, saturated fat is not a bad thing. So this might be one to really add to your list. Good flavor to it. Maybe a 3 or a 4 out of 10 for sweetness. And it really tastes like chocolate and coconut. Now this does have whey protein in it. Now the dark chocolate, coconut, and almond bar does have whey protein in it, so it is not vegan. Alright, next up, vanilla almond cashew. So this bar has 9 grams of carbohydrate and 9 grams of fiber. Has 15 grams of protein and 15 grams of fat. So if you're looking for an extremely low carbohydrate bar, Boo Fit Vanilla Almond Cashew might be the one to go for. With whey protein, a little bit of vanilla, and again tastes like a very nutty bar. Oh, it's pretty good. So not too sweet. The vanilla almond cashew bar, maybe a 4 out of 10 for sweetness. Not too salty, a 4 out of 10 for saltiness, but a pretty great flavor. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for flavor. I like that one. More fat. Salted caramel and pecan. Oh my goodness. 17 grams of fat, 10 grams of carbohydrate, and 9 grams of fiber. So again, very, very low carbohydrate, very, very high fat bar. This has the primal protein, so it looks like it has whey protein in it. So not vegan, but again, a great bar if you're on a keto diet. A little bit more sodium, a little bit saltier than the other Boo Fit bars. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 for saltiness. Maybe a 2 out of 10 for sweetness. No sweetness at all. I don't know how I feel about caramel and pecans though. I like them separately, but I don't know about them together. So for flavor, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Not my favorite. I feel like I'm sweating protein at this point. And I've been eating protein bars for a little over an hour now. I'm going to save these 2 Boo Fit bars for later. And let's do a final count up of what we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 36, 46, 51, 57. So I've eaten 28 protein bars in one sitting, and I think I'm going to call it quits for now. And I'll come back and see if I can't review some of these at a later time. So what have I learned today? Boo Fit is great keto bar. Good taste, great keto bar. D's Naturals, no cow bar. Great cookie-like texture. Awesome bar if you're a vegan. I really liked the flavors. Low carb, all around good bars. Let's see, what else? Exo Protein, cricket flour. Might be the way of the future. Those didn't taste bad at all. In fact, I thought they tasted pretty dang good. I think that they could be improved a little bit, but we'll see what the future brings. Cellucor, I don't know what to say about Cellucor. I mean, it was a pretty typical bar, very similar to what you'll see in like a Quest bar or something like that. And yeah, we'll see what else the future has to bring. Thanks, guys.